Hi, my name is Heather, and I love anti-MLM or anti-multi-level marketing content here on YouTube. Today I wanted to listen to a team call of, I'm pretty sure she's a 15-star Diamond Beachbody coach, talking about 15 questions that you can ask yourself and your downline to show whether or not you're invested in your business. So she's going to talk about 15 questions between each one. We're going to pause it, and I'm going to give my commentary, and you can let me know what you think down below about each of these different questions. So I'm just going to press play now.
These are 15 questions to ask. Number one, and I'm expecting that you're writing these down. Are you being proof the product works? And are you showing that on social media? Are you being proof the product works? And are you showing that on social media? That is question number one. So if someone comes to you and says, I want to work this business, I want to do this business, I want to be a diamond coach, I want to be a star diamond coach, I want to replace my income, whatever, your first question is, are you being proof the product works, and are you showing that on social media? And that means, are you doing our programs? Are you drinking Shakeology? Are you using the performance line? Are you using the beach bars? And are you sharing it? Because you can be using it all day long, and if nobody knows you're using it, nobody knows they can get it from you. So that's the first question. Are you proof the product works? And are you sharing that on social media? Number two.
So that, excuse me, so that was the first question. So are you proof that the products work? A huge saying in most multi-level marketing companies is be proof of the product, correct? So you have to show it on social media and continually buy products throughout each month. So in this particular MLM being Beachbody, there's no specific inventory requirements, but everyone has a PV requirement, which is personal volume, which I did describe in the first video. So you have your monthly PV requirements that you have to maintain. So you have to purchase a certain amount monthly. And then she just explained you have to show it as well. So if you don't have any products, you can't show it on social media. And most Beachbody coaches are pressured to drink Shakeology, even if they don't like it, even if they don't believe that the product helps them, you're still pressured to drink it. So also in MLM, your social media is no longer yours, and you're expected to post about the products all day long. And in many Beachbody teams, uplines who are high up in the company will even go to their downline social media and question them about why they're not posting about the products, about the workouts, about the coaching opportunity. So social media is no longer just a place for you to have fun and unwind. They call it your storefront, and you don't really have a break from it, which we'll hear more about later.
Is your status active? Now, this might seem like a silly question. You know, if you are running an Elevate to Emerald or a Push to Diamond group, and someone comes to you and says, I want in, and then you go back and you're doing some checking, you see their status isn't active, it's going to be challenging for you to coach them, isn't it? Because they're not even engaged enough in the business to have active status, which is going to come into play in another one of the questions. But that's question number two. Is your coach's status active? And if it's not, then no matter how much they tell you that they want it, probably that's not true. Gut check yourself too. If your status is inactive, how much do you want to build this business? And you must want to build this business, or you wouldn't be on a call at 7 p.m. on a Sunday night. So you do. Number three.
That's an interesting one, because I'd like us to think about her motivation for telling you to be active. So she's saying, we want you to be engaged and invested in your business, so you need to be active, which I did explain in the first video. It just means you have to meet your PV, personal volume requirements. So if you're an Emerald, you have to purchase 50 personal volume points worth of products every single month. For a Diamond, 100 PV, and etc. So she's saying, we want you to be invested and motivated and build your business. But in reality, we learned that in the other video that if your coaches drop their active status, potentially your rank can also drop. So do they want you to succeed in your business, or do they just want you to keep your active status so they can make money off of you? That's something to think about for that one.
Are you currently receiving a monthly subscription product? Write it down. Are you currently receiving a monthly subscription product? So when your coach comes to you and says, I really want this, I want to get to diamond, I want to build this business, I want to replace my income from this other job, and I want to do this, are you currently receiving a monthly subscription product? Because if they're not, then they're not all in. And we've got lots of options for monthly subscription products. Shakeology, of course, being number one. Why we wouldn't be drinking that every single day, that would be crazy. Because please, you guys, I drank it when it tasted like dirt. So if I can drink it when it tastes like dirt, we can drink it when it tastes really awesome now. But we've got all the performance line. We've got beach bars. We've got daily sunshine. We've got lots of options from monthly subscription products. And if a coach is not investing in their business, they probably don't want to grow their business. So that's question number 4. When they come to you and say, I'm all in, I want to do this, are you on a monthly subscription product? That's number 3, sorry. Number 4.
So that's another interesting one. Are you receiving a monthly subscription product? So in Beachbody, there is no inventory, but clearly you're pressured to buy products. So this upline is the very, very top of the company. I'm pretty sure she's 15-star diamond. And here she is pretty much pressuring her downline, who most likely don't have many people in their own downline and most likely aren't spending much money to purchase products. And so a big issue with a lot of MLMs is that they'll say, oh, I was able to make $10,000 this year, but that's not considering all the products and fees and expenses that went into that. So very few MLM workers will make a profit loss statement, and it's just their revenue and it's not the actual profit that they made for that year. I hope that makes sense.
Have you completed a program start to finish? Start to finish. This was a game changer for me. So I love to talk about this because this completely changed my business, which means it changed my life. When I finally understood the importance of completing a program start to finish, I was a master trainer and a fitness instructor, and I was teaching our formats. And it took me a while to understand that I also had to be doing our formats at home. And on a personal level right now, I work out less than I ever have in my life. I follow our programs and our calendars, and I get better results now than I ever did when I was teaching all those classes and training all those classes and not following the calendar. So if they're telling you that they want to be all in and they want to build this business and they want to build income and they want to be a diamond and they want to do all this, are they following one of our programs start to finish? Because our trainers know what they're doing and they know more than we do. So we need to follow the calendar that they designed. That's number 4.
So that's an interesting idea that as a Beachbody coach, you're not succeeding and you're not becoming a diamond coach if you aren't finishing one of their exercise programs from start to finish. Finishing an exercise program is not going to make you a diamond. You're going to be a diamond if you cold message hundreds of people and you happen to bring in people who are interested and are willing to pay the monthly fees and happen to actually build their own downline. So you're not succeeding, Beachbody coaches aren't succeeding because the multi-level marketing structure is stacked against all of those people at the bottom, not because they're not finishing a program. Because multi-level marketing is based off of the majority of people at the bottom of the pyramid losing money, while the few at the top are profiting off of all those people on the bottom. So it's kind of shifting blame from the structure of the multi-level marketing business to the coach's own actions and their unwillingness or lack of desire to finish a program.
Number 5. This was a gut check for me because sometimes I'm not as good about this as I need to be. Do you listen to the National Wake Up Call either live or recorded? Do you listen to the National Wake Up Call either live or recorded? And that is a habit that is challenging for me sometimes. So that was a real gut check for me to remind myself that, it's easy to, I can very rarely listen to it live just because it's 11 a.m. here and that's kind of a wonky time, Eastern time. But then that means it's on me to be listening to it recorded, because if I think that there's not going to be information valuable that I can use, then I need to probably get out of this business. So do you listen to the National Wake Up Call live or recorded? Again, is your coach coming to you saying, I want to build this business? If they're not engaging in the information that's coming from corporate, it's going to be really tough to build a business. Use that as a gut check for yourself as well.
So just like before, completing a program from start to finish is not going to make you a diamond. Neither are these national wake-up calls. So the majority of multi-level marketing training that I've heard, useless motivational platitudes that don't actually mean anything, that are always, they seem to be obvious and extremely straightforward, and there's never any very rarely any actual practical tools that you can use to expand your social media, to figure out your marketing plan, to actually succeed in the business. So they top level MLM coaches and people trying to recruit individuals into their downline, they say you have time freedom, which will come up later, but they say you have time freedom, but you have several hour-long calls each week. And the purpose of this could be, in my opinion, to overload you with tons and tons of information so you don't actually have time to process the information that you're hearing and to decide whether or not you agree with the information, whether it feels good for you, and whether you should be staying in this business or not. So it's to keep you motivated, it's to keep you invested and engaged, but it's not to help you actually advance in your business. So again, you're not actually going to succeed. You're not going to become a diamond just by listening to the Beachbody calls. You're not. And the next one, I'm just going to skip it because it's pretty much the same thing. Just, are you engaged in the team calls? Again, majority of them are useless. It's all about personal development, which will come up later, but it's just to help you develop. They say it's to help you develop your mindset so you can continue pushing when your business gets hard, when you can't recruit anyone, when you're not making any money. And it's really to shift the blame, like all of this is. So I'm just going to skip over that. Give me 1 second, and we're going to move on to the next one. Okay, this is going to be number 7.
Number 7. This is such a no-brainer, especially for this team. Are you registered for Summit? Are you registered for Summit? Do you have your Summit ticket? All hands should be going up saying, yes, I do, because, hi, it's just a few blocks down the road. So are you registered for Summit? And as long as I've been in this business 10 years, truly, I have heard for 10 years, over and over and over again, that live events are the game changers for people. It's why I've always been so passionate about them. That combined with my background in fitness, I think live events are game changers. But in 10 years, I have heard countless coaches from all levels of the business say live events were their game changer. So if over 10 years, I have heard hundreds of coaches say that, that leads me to believe it's pretty important that we're at live events. And there is no bigger live events than summits, and it can be a game changer. Number 8.
Again, Summit's not going to make you a diamond. So for 2022 Beachbody Summit, it's going to be held from July 13th to 17th in St. Louis. The early bird ticket price is $165. It's going to be a lot more pricey if you get it past the early bird time frame. What's interesting about most Beachbody summits, Beachbody events that aren't for the elite top coaches, is that the $165 is only the ticket. So this doesn't include your food, your plane ticket, your gas if you're driving, your hotel, your transportation, etc. I don't know about you, but in my last job, every time I went to a conference, everything was booked. They would book the hotel, they'd pay for that, they'd book my plane ticket, I would get reimbursed for all my food, for my taxi, for everything, and I would even get extra spending money, which I would get back even if I didn't spend that amount. So a lower level Beachbody coach, their business is not stalling because they didn't go to Summit. It's because, again, the structure is rigged against them. We saw in the last video that if you're not at the top of the pyramid, you're not going to get your team cycle bonus. You're not going to get your matching bonus. You're not going to get commission off of what people do below you, and you're going to make less money. So think about how much it costs for you to go from one side of the country to the other. So I live in Canada, and I live in the Western Canada. So when I get on a plane to go home to Ontario, my plane ticket is between like $400 and $800. So just think about how much that that can add up so quickly. And I've seen videos of Beachbody coaches talk about how they spent $600, $800, $1,000 on that summit. And this is when majority of people aren't going to be making much money. So all these people in this woman's downline who are emerald and even diamond are making tiny, tiny amounts of money, barely breaking even, a lot of them losing money, and she's still sitting here pressuring them to go to an extremely expensive conference where they're also going to be pressured to buy lots of merch and go shopping, and nothing's going to be taken care of for them. And again, just like personal development that I talked about earlier, there's no actual practical tools given at this conference. It's you do exercises and group workout classes with 25,000 other people. You hear from the top coaches who are multimillionaires, who have downlines of thousands and thousands of people talking about, if I can do this, you can do it too. And the reality is that if everyone was at the top of the pyramid, the multi-level marketing structure would break down, and the people at the top would not be multimillionaires without the majority of Beachbody coaches being at the bottom, making very little money. So if you happen to have gone to a live multi-level marketing event, I would love to hear your comments and your experience.
Do you have a ticket for the super weekend event? And I say super weekend because each market, you know, some are on Saturday, some are on Sunday, sometimes they're even on Friday. But do you have a ticket for your super weekend event? And if you can't get there live, do you have it for the virtual option? And if you can't, if your particular market doesn't have a virtual option, then find a market that does. The information's the same. It's corporate video. You might learn something from another market. But if you're not showing up to a super weekend event 4 times a year, four, and I'm going to get on my soapbox just for a minute. Please do not tell me that your child has a practice that day and you can't miss it, because I'm telling you, I have 3 daughters. I have missed practices and rehearsals, and they're fine. And in no way do they think I do not love them. They know exactly why I built this business. It's okay to miss a practice or rehearsal 4 times a year to show up at this event that could be the game changer, because we never know what conversation or what little nugget from stage or what piece of the corporate video or what might happen in the live workout that makes our light bulb go on and go, yes, now's my time. But if we're not in the room, it will never happen. So do you have a ticket for a super weekend event?
So Beachbody coaches try to recruit people based on the idea of time freedom. So if you join us, you can work part-time hours, full-time pay, you can spend time with your children, you can do what you want when you want, and they're told that it could be a part-time gig, and then when they join the business, it's suddenly a full-time job, and how dare you want to spend time with your kids and see a practice? You have to go to another totally useless, expensive Beachbody event that is going to be full of useless self-motivational platitudes that aren't going to help you move your business forward. And remember that these super weekend events, if it happens to be outside of your hometown, you're driving, you're flying, it's a whole other expense for you, when majority of people in Beachbody are not making a living wage, are not making enough to actually sustain their lifestyles and live comfortably. That's something to consider.
Next, are you showing up daily on social media? What is your platform? Is it Facebook? Is it Instagram? Is it Instagram stories? I know. Where are your people, Winnie? Where are they? Where are your people? My people used to be on Facebook. Now my people are more on Instagram. That's where I'm getting new people. I'm reconnecting with longtime friends on Facebook, but new people are on Instagram. So I'm going to show up in both places, and I'm going to show up every single day. And if you go back and look at when you first got on social media, you should be able to see those posts from all that time back, because you've continued to show up. And hopefully you see an evolution in what you're posting, that it has gotten gradually better. You can't take a day off from social media. I think it was Artina at Summit who said, posting is your paycheck. Because you can be doing the programs and drinking the shakes and doing all the things, and if nobody knows about it, nobody knows about it. They can't be in your challenge groups or be part of your team or have the blessing of this business because they don't know about it. So are you showing up daily on social media? Your coach that comes to you and says, I want this business, are they showing up on daily on social media? Are they posting pictures of their cat? I'm sure their cat's cute. Their cat doesn't send them a paycheck or change the world. So are they showing up daily on social media?
So when you're a Beachbody coach, unfortunately, your social media is no longer yours. You can't post pictures of your cat because you think he's cute. You can never take a day off from posting about your Beachbody business, even though they tell you that you're going to have time freedom. They tell you you're a business owner, which you are not. You are a consultant. They tell you you are the CEO of your own business. However, your upline is shaming you and pressuring you to post every single day on social media, which would be exhausting. So if you have a full-time job or you have a part-time job, you have kids, you go to school, it's hard to schedule time to think of the content, to take pictures, to post it, to follow up with all the people. It would just be exhausting. So she said there's no days off. So where's the time freedom?
Do you have an intentional social media strategy? That is the next one. That is number 10. Do you have an intentional social media strategy? Meaning, are you use the social media planner that we shared several weeks ago? Are you integrating that into your Sunday night and making a plan for your week ahead? Because if your coach is coming to you saying that they want to build this business and they are posting willy-nilly whatever with no plan, they don't want to build a business. Because every single business has a marketing plan. And guess what? Your coach and you and me, we are all CEOs of a multi-million-dollar business. So we need a marketing plan. And for us, that means social media. So what's going on your Facebook tomorrow? What's going on your Instagram tomorrow? Because, you know, we're gearing towards that October 22nd shift shop. So is your coach that says they want to build a business gearing towards that October 22nd shift shop launch as well? Are they intentionally marketing on their social media? That's number 10.
See, that's actually a good tip, with assuming that this upline actually gives them the tools and guidance to build a proper social media strategy. I don't mind that tip. I think that's a good way to plan your week. However, you could have the greatest social media content ever. You could be reaching out to hundreds and hundreds of people a week. And if no one wants to join you, no one wants to join you. So while I do think that's probably one of the only practical tips we've heard her say, the system is still rigged. If you're not at the very top of the pyramid, you're not making money. If you don't have recruits, like we saw in the video before, you're not ranking up and you're not making money.
Number 11, are they leveraging launches, new products, and coach groups? I think we've seen how amazing these trainer-led groups can be. So the coach that comes to you and says they want to get to diamond, they want to build this business, they want to create some income, are they leveraging the launches, the new products, and these coach test groups? Because now they're not just hearing best practices from you, they get to hear it from a trainer. They get to hear it from other coaches. So if they're not in that group, they're missing out on that invaluable dialogue. So the coach that's coming to you that says they want to build, are they leveraging? Are you going to see on their intentional social media strategy them talking about the new launch of Energize? Are you going to see them talking about the relaunch of Shift Shop? Are you going to see them talking about the new launch of Transform 20? Are they leveraging all the new stuff that's coming out? Or are they just doing hip hop abs that was out years ago? And are they leveraging the coach test groups and using those as recruiting tools? Because those are huge. Number 12.
So if she actually has tools and resources to back up the advice of leveraging launches, that could potentially be a good practical tool, a good practical piece of advice. Like I just said, though, you could be doing everything she's saying perfectly. You could be reaching out and cold messaging hundreds of people every single week, every single month. No one wants to join you, they're not going to join you. So while I do appreciate the few practical tips, I still think it's just shifting the blame from the MLM business structure and how it has to be set up for the people at the top to benefit, shifting the blame from that to the individuals themselves.
Remember, this is your coach that says, I want to do something with this business. And it could be you saying, I want to do something with this business. Number 12 is, did you achieve Success Club last month? Sometimes that's the most painful question. Did you achieve Success Club last month? Because the bottom line is, my friends, if you're not achieving Success Club, doing the thing that you wanted to do as a coach, and you're not going to build a business. And I can't sugarcoat it. And that's really not a judgment. It's just a fact. It just is. And there are metrics in every single business. This is a business. Yes, it's a business of heart. It's a business of potential. It's a business of possibility. It is a life-changing business. It's still a business. And there's a metric. And that metric is Success Club. And those points equal people. And you got into this business to help people. And the metric is 3 a month. 3. So if you're doing all the things, you should be helping 3 new people a month. And if your coach who says they want to do amazing things and replace an income and advance rank is not hitting Success Club, then you got to go back to that foundation and figure out why. Because that is non-negotiable. That is non-negotiable. You can't go any further in the business unless you're hitting Success Club. And there's a lot of us on the call who've hit Success Club a lot of months in a row, which makes it challenging to accept anything less. It is October 7th. I'm at Success Club 10. That doesn't happen every month, but this month I'm at Success Club 10 because I've been very diligently tweaking and adjusting to do a better job of inviting. It also means this is month 103 consecutive of Success Club. So don't tell me you can't find 3 people, because I've been finding them for 103 months. And if I can, you can, because I'm not super smart and I'm not very creative, and I've been doing this a long time. And some of you come into this with so much more enthusiasm and so much more creativity, and so do your coaches. And if they're coming to you saying they want to build a business and they're not hitting Success Club, you got to go back and figure out why. What they're not doing to hit Success Club. That's foundational. Number 13.
Don't you love that subtle shaming in there that I can hit Success Club for 103 months and you're not. So you're not doing your job. So first, Success Club is Beachbody likes to say it's a simple concept. It's a little bit complicated. First, you have to have a personal order that's worth 90 personal volume points or more on a subscription. So you have to be spending at least approximately $90 per month on a subscription to even be considered eligible for Success Club. She said the benchmark is helping 3 people a month. What she means by that is selling 3 total solution packs per month. So a total solution pack, is a bundle of Beachbody fitness programs, nutrition products, Beachbody on demand, and I think I already said nutrition products. The prices of these, according to the Beachbody website, range from $159.95 to $328.95. That's a lot of money. And so you have to convince 3 people a month to spend at least $159 on a variety of different workout programs and other products that they can find for cheaper elsewhere. If you look on YouTube, you can find any kind of fitness exercises or workouts that you want. You can find boxing, weightlifting, cardio, core, anything you want. And the Shakeology Nutrition Shake, which they say fills all their nutritional gaps, their Energize, which is their pre-workout, their post-workout. You can find higher quality products for cheaper at Walmart, at Walgreens. If you're in the United States, you can find it anywhere. So she's making it seem like it's such an easy task to convince 3 people a month to spend at least $159. It is not. I recently was listening to a different Beachbody call, and a woman was saying that she reached out to her 500 Facebook friends twice, and she was ghosted every single time, and she did not hit Success Club, even though she reached out to 500 people. So 500 people, and she did not sell 3 total solution packs. So you can do everything that this upline is saying. You can reach out to all the people, cold message all the people, and you're still not going to sell a pack if you can't convince someone to spend their money. leave thoughts down below if you have experience trying to reach Success Club or if you know more about the Success Club system.
Have you finished a personal development book start to finish last month? And that doesn't mean read. You could listen. I think listening is the new reading. I listen to a lot of stuff because it's easier to get it in. I'm listening to it while I'm getting ready in the morning, listening to it in the car, I'm listening to it when I'm doing stuff. But if you're not doing a book, you're missing out on that too, because a book is kind of like a program. It's that constant thread. I love me some podcasts like everybody else does. I love a good podcast, but the book is the constant thread. And I need you to understand it doesn't have to be something heavy like a John Maxwell or Brian Tracy book. I always use those as examples because I think those are heavier books. It does have to be something that is a catalyst for growth personally, because you cannot grow professionally unless you're growing personally. If you're not feeding your mind, if your coach is not feeding their mind with the right stuff, they're not going to grow their business. So it doesn't matter what they want to do with it. Put them outside, please. This house is chaos tonight, people. This is what happens when I leave for a few days. Okay, number 14.
In pretty much every multi-level marketing company, all of the reps are strongly encouraged to participate in personal development activities, so reading a book, a podcast, watching YouTube videos, and it's all based on improving your mindset. So having a positive outlook, never thinking negatively. If you're not succeeding in your business, you just have to do more personal development. You have to improve your mindset. Again, it's shifting the blame from the business structure to the individual. So if, say, someone low down in her downline were to go to her and say, I'm not succeeding in my business, she might say, go read another personal development book, improve your mindset. And it's just a way to keep people in longer, to make them think that they're losing money or making very little money because of their own deficiencies, not because they're literally in a position in the pyramid where it's impossible for them to make a living, to make a decent wage. It's just a way to keep you in longer.
Team. Go on, lady. This one's on 3. Go on. 13. Have you successfully implemented a tip, tool, or strategy that you've learned at a recent training, in a recent book, or on a recent call? Let me repeat. Have you successfully implemented a tip, a tool, or strategy that you've learned at a recent training, in a recent book, or on a recent call? And that is because we can read all the books and attend all the trainings and show up at all the Super Saturdays and do that, but if we're not taking that information and putting it into practice in some way, then we're missing the point. So your coach that comes to you that says they want to build this business, if they are showing up, but they're not doing the things that they're learning, they probably don't want to build a business. I mean, it makes sense, right? So you don't have to implement all the stuff we learn. That'd be way too much. We have to learn as CEOs of multi-million-dollar businesses how to cherry pick a little bit, implement it. If it works, awesome, do it again. If it doesn't, try something else. This is a business of evolution, which makes it so amazing. So have you implemented it? I had a coach.
So that's all I wanted to talk about for this. So that tip was, have you implemented a personal development tool or tip? And then the last one is, are you engaged in your team page? So have you implemented a tool that will help you move your business forward? I've already said they learn very little actual practical tools and skills in the training. And it's very interesting that she's talking about you being a CEO of your own multi-million-dollar business, which is just completely untrue. If you're a CEO, you can decide when you work, how often you post on social media, how much money you want to spend on the products, but they're told, it's dictated to them what they have to do every single day, how much money they have to spend, how often, and what they're supposed to post on their social media. They like to say that you're working for yourself, but in my opinion, you're just working for your upline and you're doing what they tell you so you can keep your rank, you can keep making money for your upline and your upline's upline and just forever on up the pyramid. So that's all I have for today. I think all of these 15 questions are just a way to shift the blame I said this 100 times, shift the blame from the business structure to the individuals who are just trying their best, doing what they're told, and they're not making money because the system is actually set up for them to fail. They're not supposed to make money. If you're at the bottom of the pyramid, you're supposed to lose money so everyone at the top can make money. So if you found any of this valuable or you learned something, you can feel free to click like or leave a comment, and I will see you next time.